Our planet Earth is a truly remarkable place, our only home. Lately, it has been sending us a clear message: it is getting warmer. This isn't just a minor shift in the weather patterns we observe. It is a profound and accelerating change that touches every living thing. From the smallest microbe hidden in the soil to the largest, most ancient forests. Dedicated scientists have studied this warming trend for many decades now. Their careful observations show the Earth's temperature is rising quite rapidly. This change requires our immediate attention and our most thoughtful action. The year 2024, which has only recently passed, delivered a stark and unambiguous message. It was officially declared the hottest year ever recorded by humankind. This record dates back to 1850, when systematic global temperature tracking began. This is not merely another statistic to be noted and then forgotten. It is a worrying milestone that fills climate scientists with considerable concern. The global average surface temperature soared to approximately 1.55 degrees Celsius. This was above the level seen before our industries began to flourish widely. For a calendar year, we have now seen what breaching 1.5 degrees looks like. This warming trend, so clearly highlighted in 2024, is not an isolated event. It forms part of a consistent and deeply troubling pattern of rising heat. Indeed, the last 10 years from 2015 right through to 2024 are significant. They now stand as the 10 warmest years in the entire 175-year observational record. Imagine a patient whose fever continues to climb year after relentless year. That is the concerning situation our precious Earth is currently facing. This persistent rise in temperature signifies a profound alteration to our planet's climate system. It is an imbalance that carries with it a growing cascade of serious consequences. The significance of 2024 surpassing the 1.5 degrees Celsius anomaly for a single year is immense. Even though this does not mean the Paris Agreement's long-term limit is permanently broken, it serves as a powerful and undeniable warning shot across our bows. It offers us a sobering glimpse into a future we are rapidly approaching. A future that will become our reality if significant changes are not swiftly made. This is not some distant threat looming for generations yet to come. It is happening right now, reshaping our world before our very eyes. This increased heat is felt not just on land, but deep within our oceans too. So, what is causing our planet to heat up in this alarming way? It is much like a greenhouse on a warm, sunny day, trapping warmth inside. The primary reason, upon which scientists overwhelmingly agree, is an increase in certain gases. These are found in our atmosphere and are known as greenhouse gases. Think of these gases, such as carbon dioxide and methane, as a kind of blanket. This invisible blanket is wrapped snugly around our Earth, keeping it warm. For millennia, this blanket has been essential for life, maintaining a habitable temperature. But now, we have been making this blanket thicker, trapping far too much heat. The critical question then is, where are these extra greenhouse gases originating? The answer, quite simply and rather uncomfortably, points directly back to us. It is our human activities that are overwhelmingly responsible for this change. For over a century and a half since the Industrial Revolution began its march, we have been burning truly vast quantities of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. These fuels have powered our homes, our factories, and our methods of transport. This burning process releases enormous amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. In 2024 alone, our activities added over 40 billion metric tons of CO2. Scientists who dedicate their lives to studying climate change have examined the evidence. They work through respected bodies like the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC. Their findings, presented after meticulous research and analysis, are unequivocal. The warming we have observed, especially the sharp rise since pre-industrial times, is our doing. They estimate that human actions caused a global surface temperature increase of about 1.07 degrees Celsius. This was measured from the pre-industrial period up to the decade of 2010 to 2019. Within this, greenhouse gases contributed between 1.0 and 2.0 degrees of warming. This was only slightly offset by some cooling effects from other human-driven factors like aerosols. It is true that Earth's climate has always undergone changes due to natural factors. These include variations in the sun's energy output or large volcanic eruptions. Natural cycles like the El Niño phenomenon also play their part and did contribute to 2024's record heat. However, These natural influences account for a much smaller role in the current warming. The rapid and intense warming trend we are now experiencing is different. The scientific consensus is clear. It is far beyond the realm of natural variability. The sheer scale and the extraordinary speed of these changes point directly to human influence. We are the dominant force pushing our planet's climate system into uncharted territory. This relentless increase in global temperature is not just about abstract numbers. It is not merely data points on a scientist's chart or graph. It translates directly into real-world consequences that are becoming increasingly visible. These consequences are often disruptive and in many cases deeply damaging. One of the most noticeable effects is the alarming rise in extreme weather events. We are now witnessing heat waves that are significantly hotter than in the past. They also last longer and occur with much greater frequency than ever before. The record-breaking heat experienced in West Africa during 2024 serves as a stark example. The fingerprints of this changing climate are now evident across the entire globe. In July of 2024, a severe and prolonged heat wave gripped the nation of Morocco. Scientists who study such events concluded it was virtually impossible without human-caused climate change. Destructive wildfires, such as those which ravaged areas near Los Angeles in early 2025. These too are increasingly linked by experts to the hotter, drier conditions fostered by warming. These are not simply isolated incidents or unfortunate coincidences we are observing. They form part of a growing and disturbing pattern of widespread climate disruption. This disruption impacts ecosystems and human communities from the tropics to the polar regions. The Arctic regions of our planet are experiencing warming at an astonishing rate. It is more than 3.5 times the global average, a particularly alarming trend. Projections for the next 5 extended winter periods, from 2025 to 2029, are sobering. They indicate Arctic warming could be 2.4 degrees Celsius above the 1991 to 2020 average. This accelerated warming has profound and far-reaching implications for us all. It leads to the rapid melting of ancient glaciers and vast ice sheets. This, in turn, contributes significantly to the ongoing rise in global sea levels. Further reductions in sea ice are also expected in critical northern seas. It is absolutely crucial for us all to understand a key point. Even seemingly small changes in the global average temperature can have enormous consequences. A rise of 1 degree or 1.5 degrees Celsius may not sound like much. This is not like adjusting the thermostat in your home by a small amount. On a planetary scale, this extra trapped energy fuels more powerful and destructive storms. It fundamentally alters rainfall patterns, which are critical for agriculture worldwide. It pushes countless ecosystems beyond their natural ability to adapt and survive. Every single fraction of a degree of warming matters, intensifying the risks we face. If we continue on our current path, with greenhouse gas emissions remaining stubbornly high, scientists predict that the warming trend will certainly not stop at 2024's record levels. There is a very high likelihood, around 80%, that at least 1 year between 2025 and 2029 will surpass 2024 as the warmest year recorded. Furthermore, there is an 86% chance that the global average temperature in at least one of those years will be more than 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. The 5-year average temperature for 2025 to 2029 is also increasingly likely to exceed this threshold. This pushes us ever closer to a permanently altered and much less predictable global climate. The 1.5 degrees Celsius target, a cornerstone of the 2015 Paris Agreement, is vital. It refers to limiting the long-term average global temperature increase, usually over 20 years. It does not solely refer to a single year breaching this significant mark. So, while 2024 sounded a loud alarm, it doesn't mean the Paris goal is irrevocably lost. However, it does signal that we are now perilously close to that critical limit. Scientists warn that if current emission trends persist, the world will likely cross this threshold. The long-term 1.5 degree warming mark could be passed by the early 2030s. Exceeding this limit significantly increases the risks of severe and irreversible climate impacts. The situation we face is undeniably serious. a true planetary emergency. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres described recent records as evidence of climate breakdown. However, allowing despair to take hold is not a constructive solution for anyone. The science, while painting an alarming picture, also provides us with essential knowledge. It gives us the understanding we need to act decisively and effectively. Limiting further warming is still within our grasp, but the window is closing. It requires rapid, deep, and sustained reductions in greenhouse gas emissions worldwide. Every fraction of a degree of warming we can prevent will lessen future impacts. The challenge before us is immense, perhaps the greatest our species has ever faced. Yet humanity possesses remarkable ingenuity, creativity, and profound resilience. Solutions to address climate change already exist and are being implemented globally. Transitioning to renewable energy sources like solar and wind power is paramount. Improving energy efficiency in our homes, industries, and transport is also key. Protecting and restoring our planet's forests, the great lungs of the Earth, is vital. Developing sustainable agricultural practices can also make a significant difference. The upcoming COP30 climate conference in 2025 will be a crucial moment for nations. Ultimately, tackling climate change requires a united